now we've got tons of protests going on worldwide over these lockdowns. And it does make me very grateful that I live in this country, because it's a lot worse in many places all over the world right now.
Yeah, Australia. Okay, Australia has over 25 million people, and they've had less than 1,000 COVID deaths. And they just went on this huge draconian lockdown again because of one new death. Wow. And the people in the streets during these freedom rallies were saying things like, these lockdowns are killing us. Listen to us. These lockdowns are killing us. And what do the cops do? They're arresting them all. They're bloodying them. And then, I don't know if you saw this, but on Twitter, the police in Australia are putting out notices asking for citizens to report friends and family who were at the...
Wow.
Yeah. The Russians had a word for it. It's Tukachi. They want you to be Tukachi, to turn in your friends and family, be these little snitches. And that's not free. Like free people don't need to ask permission from their owners or their captors to go peacefully assemble. So like you're basically, this country's not free anymore. Australia right now is not operating as a free country. They're saying you're not free people. And I never thought I would see this in Western nations in my lifetime.
Australia was always cool. Australia was always this place that I was like, oh, I hope I get to go one day. I hope I get to sit on a 20-hour flight and go pet a koala and surf. Now it's just like, I have a guy that works for me who does clips is over in Australia, and he's like, not, it's rough. It's rough there. I feel like he's having a rough time, like emotionally, spiritually, like it's really hard.
Yeah. And they keep it's funny. They just keep changing what's acceptable to say or think. So for a while, it was not acceptable to even question like the psychological impact of all of this, the lockdowns, the mask mandates on children. Like they didn't. And now suddenly they're like, hey, maybe they themselves, meaning the establishment, legacy media, now they're like, psychologically, this might be having a bad impact on kids. Do you think like we've been saying this for a while? Like, yeah, look at the suicide rates among teenagers. They've skyrocketed. But, you're not allowed to have these conversations until they say it's okay to have them now. I get pretty amped up about this. Sorry. I can't stand people just rolling over and letting, like farm
letting
animals,
it happen,
like farm animals and letting it happen.
Yeah, this is from big protest in Sydney, Australia, after the government put Greater Sydney back into weeks-long Wuhan-style lockdown of all non-essential activities following one COVID death, and discussed deploying the military to hotspots to keep people from leaving. Holy cow. Yeah. I guess most of us in our lives like haven't had to fight for any rights.
No.